welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have my April book haul for you. As usual, it's a bit bigger than I anticipated, but you know what? I don't care. So I did a lot of shopping because I got some Book of the Month books. I got some books when I went on vacation. I had a gift card that I have been saving for months that I wanted to use, so I just let myself treat myself this month. So I got 2 pre-orders this month. I got Her 3 Lives by Kate Houlihan. This just came out today, so it literally just arrived in my mailbox this morning. This is the 4th book by this author that I've read, and I've been dying for her to come out with another book because her last book came out, I believe, 2 summers ago, so I've just been like, when are you going to come out with another book? When are you going to come out with another book? And finally, here it is. I'm so excited. I don't even know what it's really about just because she writes thriller novels, so I don't know too much and I don't want to spoil myself, but on the back it talks about her public life, her private life, and her secret life. So I'm just here for it anyway. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get to this one soon. I've been seeing rave reviews over on Instagram, so I know it's going to be phenomenal. The other book that I pre-ordered, it was funny because I had actually gotten this book right before filming the pre-order video, and everybody kept being like, what about that book? What about that book? Because I already had it, guys. It was already here. And that is Bookshop by the Sea by Denise Hunter. I could not let this book not get pre-ordered. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. It's a standalone novel. I go into all of her books blindly at this point just because I know that I'm going to love all of them. So again, I don't really know what this is about besides a bookshop by the sea, and look at how stunning the cover is. Again, this is another one that's been getting a lot of rave reviews already. It's, oh, guys. It says, Sophie Lawson should be enjoying her sister's wedding day, but nothing could have prepared her to see the best man again. Another book about weddings. If you haven't watched already, I will hopefully be able to link up above. I did an entire reading vlog, reading books centered around weddings, because that is one of my buzzwords. Now I feel really crazy. I should have read this during that vlog, because I had it. I'm even more excited than I already was for that one. Then for Book of the Month, I have 4 books. I have my regular membership, and I also have a book club membership with someone, so I was able to technically get 4 books this month. The book club choice was Liberty by Caitlin Greenidge. I was really looking forward to reading this one. I think I'm going to still try to fit this one in this month. Today is April 20th, so there's a possibility. There's still options. I believe this is the story of the first African-American doctor. That's what I keep hearing. It's about this girl, and I guess her mom wants her to go to medical school, but I guess she's more drawn to music than science, so I'm excited to see what that means. And guys, look how beautiful this cover is. I'm hoping I can fit this in. And then I got The Firekeepers Daughter by Angeline Booley. I was not expecting it to be so big. I kind of had no desire to read this one, but then Kendra kept talking about how she really wanted to read it, and then it was a Reese Witherspoon young adult pick, and then I kept seeing all this buzz about people raving about it, and so I'm glad that I ended up picking it up. This is actually going to be Kendra and my buddy read for May. Spoiler alert. We are going to be reading this one. It is ginormous, but I have a feeling we're going to get through this really quickly. I love the cover. I don't really fully know what it's about, unfortunately. I've heard that it's got some Native American rep in here. I know that it's kind of mystery thriller to an extent. I don't know. It's completely different than anything that we have read as a group read. So if you're interested in joining us, please let me know down below. Tell me your Instagram handle and I will add you to the chat. I'm really excited for this one in May. Then I also picked up People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, combining the 2 names. So I don't know why I chose this one, because I still have Beach Read unread on my shelf, and I'm not normally somebody who gets one, like, I feel like I've stopped doing that where, like, I buy a bunch by an author before reading a book by them. So I have no idea if I'm going to like this one. I have no idea if I'm going to even like beach read, so I need to read one of them soon. Do you think that there's a right order? Should I read beach read first? Should I read this one first? Let me know down below. I've heard that this title can be a little bit misleading. Somebody said that it didn't really come into play until like the end. But I thought that they were on vacation. It says 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, 1 last chance to fall in love. So I don't really know, but I'm going to go into it blindly anyways, just because there's no need to know what it's about. It's already on my shelf. So let me know, do you think I should read this one first or beach read first? Because I'm just curious what would make the most sense. And then my actual book of the month, like main pick choice, was Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Peninsula. I was so anticipating this book. This was on my list of like, do I pre-order you? Do I not pre-order you? I don't know. And then I didn't need to because it ended up becoming a book of the month choice. Anyways, I am so excited about this one. I love anything that has to do with foodie elements. So the fact that this is a murder mystery with food, I'm all for it. It says the first book in a new culinary cozy series full of sharp humor and delectable dishes, one of which just might be killer. Sign me up. Also, adobo is like one of our favorite things. We literally season everything with adobo all the time. It's like, what do you want to season it with? I guess adobo. We are adobo obsessed. So I'm really excited for this one. Then, when we were on vacation, I picked out 3 books. We went to a little local bookstore when we were in Rhode Island, and it was called Island Books. And it was such a cute little shop. I felt bad because Sydney was very much like wanting to touch everything because we didn't bring her in a stroller. And so I had to kind of peruse quickly because she just wanted to buy the entire store, and we don't have that kind of money. So I had to look really, really quickly. One of the ones that I'm really excited about is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I have heard so many amazing things about this series so far. This is just book 1, but people have been raving about it, like absolutely raving about it. Ashley from Bookish Realm, just to name one. I can't even like think of people off the top of my head, but I know that like anybody who has read this has loved it. I'm trying to think. There was a reviewer that I saw this initially on, and that's what made me pick it up. Let me just see if I can find them really fast. I know they just posted a video today, so that should be helpful. Jess Owens, she posted that she loved this book, and that's what initially put it on my radar, and I was like, I need this book now. Also, if you're not following either of those 2 women, you need to follow them like ASAP. This is a young adult or middle grade novel about Amari, and she is trying to live her life. Her brother has disappeared with no trace, and one day she's in his room and she like realizes that he's got this letter to this like secret society where there's literally all these like mythical creatures that she didn't know existed, and she like goes there to try to find her brother, and she ends up like in all these tests or things. Like, it just sounded so fun, and I cannot wait to try this. One of the ones that I knew that when I went in there, I was purposely going to pick up because it was a book that I didn't pre-order, and then I kind of regretted it. So I knew that when I went into this bookstore, I was purposely going to buy this book, and that is Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. I have such a wishy-washy relationship with him. There are books that I've really liked, and then there's books that I really have not liked. And one of the ones that I was really, really anticipating was 8 Perfect Murders, and that one just kind of fell flat for me. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. It spoiled more than just the 8 books that it said it was going to spoil. So I was just kind of like, it left me with a bad taste for Peter Swanson. And this one had to do with weddings, which again is my buzzword, and I was scared that he would let me down, so I didn't pre-order it even though I really wanted to. I also thought there was a chance it might be a book of the month choice because he's been the choice in the past, and then he wasn't, and I started kind of being like, man, I really wish I got that. And then I kind of got on this like, you shouldn't be buying books kick. So then I just didn't end up getting it. So then when I went to the bookstore, I went purposefully, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to grab it because I really regretted not getting it. It has to do with a girl who's on her honeymoon, and she bumps into the guy that she had a one-night stand with, and it just goes from there. And guys, I had to get it. So hopefully I will be reading that one soon. The last one that I got that day was The Power Couple by Alex Bernardson. This has been on my radar for a while. I think that for the most part, people that I follow have been giving this 4 stars, so I have high hopes for it. It's about a married couple, and they they're not doing well. On the outside, they look like this like perfect couple, but they're really not doing well. And they're just kind of trying to tough it out. I think they both have government jobs. They've got teenage children, and one year they decide to go to Europe for their anniversary. And when they're there, their daughter does not come home one night. So then they have to kind of figure out what happened to her, where is she, and it really tests their relationship. So it's like a thriller novel, but also looking at relationships. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous just because they're the government jobs, and I don't want this to get too governmenty and political on me. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I think this sounds like a lot of fun. I think that I'm going to choose to read this one closer to summer just because of the fact that it's got that like vacation vibe. So we'll see, but I'm excited to have this one. And then I had a gift card from my students back in December for Christmas. They gave me a really beautiful card and a book for Sydney and a gift card for me. So I was like, yes. So I've been holding on to it because I really wanted to buy something in person, especially after being in this pandemic. I haven't really been in a store since last March. And then now that we are vaccinated, we've like slowly obviously made our way back into the real world. We went to Rhode Island and I was like, this is it. I'm going to go to a Barnes & Noble. So we went to Barnes & Noble, and I did some damage. I only went $10 over my gift card, so I was at least very pleased with that I only went $10 over because I was just picking up books and not paying attention to prices. So the first one that I grabbed was Shipped by Angie Hockman. I've been hearing really great things about this one. It kind of reminded me of the cover of Float Plan, which I loved Float Plan, so I was like, I need another float plan. I also know that Kendra was reading this one and she was really enjoying it. She thinks that she's going to give it 5 stars. So when I saw it there, I was like, I'm going to grab it. I don't really remember what this is about. I believe this person ends up on like her and this guy end up in this drafting war over the Galapagos, and like they have to compete, and whoever wins like selling trips to the Galapagos like gets a promotion or something like that. And I'm assuming they're gonna end up falling in love. I've heard somebody told me that there wasn't as much Galapagos as they wanted, but I'm still here for it. It sounds like a really fun location and romance. Then I also picked up Wild Women and the Blues by Denny S. Bryce, I apologize. I, again, don't know too much about what it's about. I know that a lot of people were loving this one as they were getting arcs for it. It has dual perspectives and timelines of 2015 and 1925, which is like one of my favorite things. I love when there's a dual timeline like that where they kind of bounce between things and eventually they're going to meet up. And I also love the 20s. If you watched my chat with Chloe, she asked me what my favorite historical fiction timeline is, and I said the 20s. So I think this one's going to be really good. It's in Chicago, jazz capital of the world. It sounds like it's going to be phenomenal. Then I picked up #No Escape by Gretchen McNeil. This is a young adult novel. I really liked #Murder Trending. I wasn't a huge fan of #Murder Funding, but I didn't even know that there was a third book coming out. I feel like I knew, but I didn't know at the same time. I don't know how it's related to the first book. I know that the first book and the second book were more like companion novels versus like direct sequels. This one says, escape rooms are all fun and games until the contestants start dying gruesome deaths. So I'm assuming that it's similar to #Murder Trending, but I'm not sure. It says 20 years before. So I'm wondering if it's a prequel. I don't really know. I don't know. All I know is it's part of a series that I was really enjoying, and I'm going to read it anyways. Then this one was a like complete whim buy. I saw this on Lindsay's, not Lindsay's Little Library. Is that what it's called? I'll link her down below. I'm sorry. I feel like at some point you just start equating booktubers to their first name that you forget their channel names because you just know them as their name. So I was watching Lindsay, and Lindsay was hauling this book, and I went, hold on, I need that. And that day I went to the bookstore and I purchased it. So I ended up getting Shiver by Ali Reynolds. I kind of had this on my radar, but I didn't at the same time. I think it came out around the same time as The Sanatorium, and I know that I don't want to read The Sanatorium for no real reason. But then this one is quoted by Catherine St. John on the top, who wrote The Lion's Den, which I enjoyed. And then it says that it started as a reunion, it ended with a murder, and Lindsay said the buzzwords of all buzzwords for me. This is like Agatha Christie's, and then there were none, and I was like, I'm sold, and I'm done, I need it now, even though it's not winter, it's not shivery weather, but I needed it, guys, I needed it. So it says, a reunion weekend in the French Alps turns deadly as 5 friends discover that someone has stranded them at their remote mountain resort during a snowstorm. It sounds like And Then There Were None. It sounds like, let me see, what's that book called? The Unwanted Guest. It sounds like One by One. It sounds like And Then There Were None. It sounds like my perfect story again, and I can't wait. It's chunkier than I was expecting. I'm probably going to try to hold off for a cold day, but I'm kind of impatient, so we'll see. Then I have missed just being able to go in a bookstore and choose a book that I've never heard of. Because if you notice, all these books that I've gotten, I've heard from another booktuber, I saw on Booktube, and I just had to have it. There are so many books that I feel like I'm always inundated on Instagram and on here that, like, it's very hard to read a book that you have no expectations for. And I was standing there, and I happened to be perusing, and I happened to this cover caught my eye, and I was like, maybe. And then it's funny, my husband walked over and he's like, did you see that one? And I was like, gosh, I was looking at the same thing, but I know nothing about it. And that is Murder in Old Bombay by Neve March. I don't know. This cover is just, 1, stunning, and 2, it just gives me like Casablanca meets like Indiana Jones meets like Agatha Christie all rolled into one, and I had to have it. I don't even know what it's about. I think it's about this guy, and so it's 1892, so again, kind of like feeling like Agatha Christie because she was writing in the 30s. So, yeah. Bombay in British India. This guy, he's a captain. He is in a military hospital recovering from something. And he loves Sherlock Holmes, he loves reading the newspaper, and there's a case that catches his eye, and 2 women fell from a university clock in broad daylight. And I guess there's like this widower who obviously wants to solve this because he is convinced that his wife and the sister did not commit suicide. So this captain is like, I'll help. I'll find them. I'll figure out what happened. So, I don't know. I'm just excited. I don't know if this is going to be a series. I don't know anything. All I know is it just sounded totally different, and I have 0 expectations going into it. So, it should be fun. And then the last book that I have to share with you is Conjure Women by Afia Atakora. I probably didn't say that right. This was apparently a Barnes & Noble book club. It claims this is an exclusive edition, but it looks like every other edition I've ever picked up, so I don't know. This one has been on my radar for a while, but it's one of those books that kind of feels slightly out of my comfort zone to the point that it makes me nervous. I believe it takes place during the Civil War, or like right before the Civil War, and it says it follows 3 unforgettable women. And I believe that there is some magical realism in here. I think there might be some magic. Not 100% positive, but it was 40% off. And then I get 5% off or 10% off because I'm a Barnes & Noble member or something. So I was like, this is the time to buy you. So again, but like, look at these covers. I feel like I just like struck gold with all of my cover purchases this month. So yeah, I'm excited to finally have this one in my hands. Those are all the books that I got in April. I should say that I'm going to slow down in May, but there's a lot of pre-orders and things that are coming out in May, so who knows. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any thoughts on these books down below, except for this one. Don't spoil me for this one. I just want to go into this knowing nothing. So don't tell me anything about this one unless you want to tell me that you like the cover. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye, everybody.